I have
Okay.
these.
Okay.
And
Oh. Yeah, the longer one. I like mine because they're a longer stick. I don't really use the lash a lot. So that's what I liked about the ones I was using. Yeah. But yeah, you can try it and see what what you like and what works.
exactly. I tried those.
Yeah. Perfect. No problem. And oh yeah, we had just introduced the leg yield. That's what we were doing. Okay. Yep. And I always like to start with them following me and tracking me like this. Something that's low energy and just builds draw. Good. Good. So plan is to look at the leg yield and hopefully maybe a little bit of the circle. And then tomorrow, if you just want to work on the team too, we can do that. That sounds good to you.
So a slightly different reaction.
And we haven't really worked on him coming to your left shoulder much, so this will be a little bit. So yeah, I'd step forward a little bit and then turn to the right. Walk forwards a little bit. Turn to the right. Try not to go towards him like that. Try to, yeah. Keep walking. Keep walking. Turn to, and yep, good, good. Walk forwards a little bit. There, he's kind of going to get confused with the circle, maybe. And maybe even if you can change your whips and just get him to come to the shoulder he knows, and then you can always spend more time on that. Yeah. Good. Yeah, and instead of catching up and walking faster to catch up with him, I would have just turned and let him find me. Okay. Good. And I'd stop and rub him there. He found you pretty good. That was a good stop too. He didn't blow past you that time.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead and walk forwards again. Good. Turn to the left there too. Good. Good. Stop and reward right there. When you watch your video later, you're going to see that right there when you turned, instead of getting faster, he kind of crossed over and really went to hunt your shoulder, and that was really good. Because again, I want him, when he comes to find you, it should be him having to expel less energy rather than amp it up to. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, because that, whenever you're doing stuff in hand and they go to like lose, you go to lose them a little bit, I'll just turn away, have him hunt that shoulder. Okay?
Right, rather than, like you said,
go after them. Yeah, yeah, because that just drives them further away. Right? Yeah, and that's, and just the way that we're wired, we try to go after. I mean, even our eyes are set, we see right in front of us to lock onto our, when we want something, we go after it. Or, no, why are you leaving me? Come back. Yeah, right. And yeah, that just sends them farther away. Good.
Okay, so the longer lash I would have if I was going to go sideways that way, right? Would you agree?
If you're going to go that way, first of all, I'd put you on the other side of your horse.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, okay. And the longer lash would be going towards the belly. The shorter one is always the one I use to guide their nose. Because their body can get pretty far away, I may need to reach out and communicate there.
So are these in the correct hands?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, that's what I was thinking.
Your longer one is in, oh, sorry, nope, longer one in the left hand. Yeah, because that way, if the body starts leaving, you can still communicate with it. The head shouldn't really get, you don't need to use the actual tail or anything on the head. You just, it's almost like an extension of your hand kind of guiding them, okay? I mean, that's what it is anyway, extension of yourself.
Correct. Okay.
And I'd stop your feet. See how you're moving the shoulder? But right away by pushing the shoulder, you forgot the hindquarter. So I would have just paused.
I have this longer one. Okay.
Yeah, and I would have just paused there, gotten the whole body, because that's what a lot of people do. They push the forequarter, but now the horse is positioned to leave them. Their nose is tipped away, right?
Yeah, all the way back. When he's confused, he'll do a full circle.
Oh, okay.
Is this what you want? Okay. Yeah.
And I would position yourself a little bit more in front. Cross your left foot over your right foot. Wait for him, wait for him. Get his body before you move any. Wave, cluck, tap. Just tap him right on the belly there. Yep, good, good. But do you understand what I mean about not getting too far ahead of him? You'll just take, if my horse is facing me, I'm just going to pause here until they start moving, and then I'll move with them. Because what happens is you get over here, and the shoulder's here, and the hindquarter is left behind. Now your horse is kind of positioned to leave you. Okay? It'll make more sense in a second. Okay, go ahead and face him. Be a little bit square with him. Good. Yeah, and so he can see out of the corner of his right eye. So even a little bit more on his right side. Yeah, and you'll you'll kind of face him directly. Put your left foot over your right foot. Yes, yep, left foot over your right foot. And then pause there until he starts moving. And then you can move with him. Okay, pause till he starts moving. Clock, tap. Keep tapping, keep tapping. Keep tapping. Good, get that hindquarter, get that hindquarter. There you go. Yep, there's the hindquarter. And that's why that other whip guiding can kind of help with that. It pauses the shoulder if you need to. Start tapping, 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 and release. Good. Good. And then when you're using positive reinforcement, I try to mark that behavior with some sort of bridge. The instant he does it, good. Or think of a word you're only going to use for that. Because otherwise, it's a little bit gray.
I softened it. But I was concentrating so much, normally I'd say good.
Okay.
But at least I did do that.
Yeah, yeah. And that's so important because sometimes your horse may not be able to see, like with Ariel's horse, when it's out there and she's with the horse circling, he can't even see.
I understand.
Yeah, okay.
I will try to concentrate.
Okay. Good, wait for him. Wave left. Yeah. Good, good. Yeah. You got it. And release. Really good. Nice. So is it starting to make sense?
Yes.
Good. And in the beginning, again, you just wanted to kind of rush and leave him, which pushed his shoulder away, and then he got crooked right from the beginning. Okay?
Good. I
Good. Okay.
the other thing was the circle.
Yes, but for the circle, we need to get the leg yield a bit better. So we would probably kind of need to work on that a little bit, or I can show you online kind of some of the differences. In order...
Circle are we talking about? A full circle? Like...
working up to the full circle with those switches in it too. Okay? And so I can show you online if you want to see a preview of how it would go about looking, or we can work more on the leg yield and work towards it at Liberty. As far as getting him ready, he's... You what? Okay, show me what you have.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. and I'll tell you kind of some strength and what I think.
Decide which stick.
I would do it just how you normally do it.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there. Okay.
Let's do that. Good plan.
That's okay. I am not picky about that. Okay. Whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and bring him in, and I'll tell you some things, some ideas, some things I like, some things I might prefer to change. So, I like obviously how nice and relaxed it is. I like how you can communicate from that distance. The things that I don't like, or wouldn't prefer at Liberty, is when you go, like I said, to kind of get him out on the circle, you're backing him up and then pushing that shoulder away. And then right from there, he's keeping, it's a pretty good distance, which is harder if you're doing it at Liberty, especially in a big area, and then as you get the multiple horses. So I prefer to start them off very close, and then I'll work on getting them further out like Ariel's horse is starting to do. But in the beginning, keeping them really close and getting them bent. He's kind of going out there and plugging along, but he's not really nice and bent. So those are some things that I would change. And then how you said you got a little bit nervous and weren't breathing and it caused him to turn away. Because he's so wide and the connection's weak, a little change in the environment can very easily kind of pull that connection away. But when you go, right. But then my point is on that, if you would ever, go do a performance or something, like when I go to perform with my horses, I'm in a rodeo, there's thousands of people. I gotta have something that really encourages connection and focus. Okay. Look at that. Okay.
So I would do it from here, right? I talked about how you can go behind.
Now the problem I see with that is it's very similar to what we've been working on to get him to track your shoulder.
And then that is probably where he was doing.
Yes. Yes.
So that would mix them up.
Right. I would think of something that's a little bit different. Yeah.
All right, good. I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah.
It's good to know the reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You bet. You bet. Yeah, and I always, for people who already have something going on, I always like to look at their way and see, if there is a purpose. Because if there's not a purpose, I mean, there's not really a reason to
As soon
choose.
as I started doing it, it made sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's look put them online, and we'll just I'll show you online, and just give you a preview of it, and then we can either spend more time on it or team the horses tomorrow. We'll see.
stuff out, you know, skip
Sure,
stuff.
sure, yeah.
All that stuff. Okay.
Okay, so I'll just give you a little demo of how I would go about it. Okay, so I'll just come up and rub it.
I'm going to be moving so that the camera's pointing down.
Okay, yeah. However you need to be positioned. So I'll just kind of go from side to side. And you know, when I'm desensitizing and doing this, I'm just kind of acting like it's no big deal. Which, you know, I've had to do a lot with the Mustangs and the Zebras and stuff, just no big deal. And like even that time, when I went to go from side to side, he kind of shivered, so I'll wait until that's out. That was a lot better. Okay, so kind of just a down low on the circles. So basically, we talked about getting them to leg yield from here, so I'll just go ahead and ask him for that. Good, okay? Once they're doing that, then I'll kind of move so that I'm asking them more at the belly so that I can walk forward here and push them out, kind of like you were doing on the fence. But I'll just start by touching their belly, and they figure out to move their shoulders and hindquarters at the same time. Okay, and then reward that. Okay, and then what I'll start doing is I'll get them to move out, you know, 2 or 3 steps with me, and then that last step, push them out, and now they're out on my circle. Okay, and the reason for that, I'll just draw a little picture for you real quick. So if you're thinking about your horse bending from their pole to their tail here, this is not a very good circle. Here's their pole, here's their tail. What body part is moving out is their rib cage, right? To create that nice C shape. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So that's just that's why I'm focusing on this. And see how when I ask for it, it causes his body to start curling around me, okay? And then once I got that good, then I would start getting them to go out. And you saw some of the horses, what it's, you know, how bent it looks kind of, okay? And even looking at all my videos, like on, you know, Facebook or whatever, you can see that. So that's how I would go ahead and start it. So you can see needs a little bit clearer work on the leg yield. Otherwise, you're having to use a bit of pressure to kind of keep him out there. But then I would, once I get him out there, send forward, and I come back here to neutral, wave, cluck. There, okay. Get that bend and then forward. And then this is more how I would want him on my circle. And I help them out a lot with my verbal cues too. That's part of that sequence, right? But see how he's starting to kind of find that sweet spot right there where at first they're too bent or too straight, okay? But that's kind of more how I'd want him positioned with his body. And see how that keeps his focus on me? And then yield the hindquarters and he's right here. So then I would just start advancing that, and then when I go to do my switches and changes of direction, I'd bring my whip here, and then that way I don't even have to change hands, and then I'd ask him to go that way. So that's kind of a little bit of a preview. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, really, really bent. Yeah. And then later on you can, with that circle. Oh yeah. The more you stretch that rubber band, if the connection and you're still learning it, it'll snap. So keeping them a little bit closer until they really build that confidence, and then you can give them a cue, but it has to be a specific cue to get them to then go the big circle. Yeah, and also the small circle gets them to where they're really learning to bend well, and they get this collection that's like really neat because they're having to go on that small circle. They got to really find their feet and find their balance in their back end, and that's we kind of worked with Ariel, just introducing that with her big horse. But you'll see, like my horses when they're loping, it's very collected, and I've not used any kind of tools. It's just from working that circle. So that is kind of what I would recommend. But as far as we can and build, yes, taking it. Sorry, what?
Okay.
Getting that going at Liberty? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So then taking that and changing that.
Okay, so if he goes to leave, so if he goes to get bigger with his circle, so let's pretend he kind of got big and went to lose me, then I would do a little bit of that hind quarter yield, and then forward, and that kind of is going to bridge the gap and keep him with me, okay? So the moment they get too far away, I'm yielding that hind quarter a little bit, okay, to get them back with me and maintain that connection. So when you watch, and go back if you have time and watch some of the videos of my horses on the ground at Liberty, and you'll see me, okay, I'm out here, I'm performing, and then, yep, with my head, okay, saying, hey, stay with me, okay? And then when you get them to the point they're that light, you bend your head, and then you also have the verbal warning, okay? Then that's what gets them to stay with you. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yep, the hind quarter yield is the secret to getting them to stay with you in your circles. Right. So right when he goes, and then think of, yes, but think about how you're starting it too. You're saying, hey, turn your shoulders away, and then right away he's stiff and you've lost connection.
And I did that even with the second.
Yeah. So thinking about instead sending him, kind of moving him laterally, okay, so that he's bent towards you from the beginning and keeps that connection and that bend. You're just gonna, it'll require a little bit of playing and a little bit of work. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'll show you what I do for shaping circle.
Yeah. And we may have to kind of bring the next one in here. We might save that for when we come back. Okay.
Easier on the trot.
And see how you're walking towards him to get that shaping though?
Yes.
That may cause him to drift a bit at Liberty more than what you want even. So I'm kind of more stepping back and just letting the whip do that.
Getting your draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm glad I did this. Just
Yeah.
for a second.
Yeah.
Good.
And Ariel, you can go ahead and kind of make your way up here and get ready to come on in.
Yeah. Okay, I can see it.
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
Another ingredient.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, and just so that we kind of have a game plan for where it's going, we can, well, we're going to try to, I got to look at the time once we get through this rotation. And then we'll just want a game plan for tomorrow, whether you want to take that home and work with it, whether you want to spend the time working with this or doing your teamwork.
I can take that home and work.
Perfect. We'll do your teamwork. Okay, that's the game plan. Yep. Okay.
Do you need a water?
That would be great, actually, if I could get someone up there to grab me one.
Get some dust in I was going to go for my last.
How's it going? Oh, yes, I did. Thank you. It was a little cold, but it was very good still, so thank you. To help break the morning up. That pony is so cute. Wow. It kind of looks like a mule.